Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome back. What you're about to see isn't scripted, it isn't staged, and it definitely isn't safe. This is raw police body cam footage where one bad decision turns into a chain reaction of chaos, sirens, and split-second judgment calls. Stay locked in, because once this starts, there's no pause button.
29th, 2024 in Hillsborough County, Florida. What began as a simple speeding violation quickly escalated into one of the most dangerous pursuits on I-275. A black Dodge Charger, clocked at more than 110 miles per hour, was about to turn Tampa's highway into its own racetrack. The Charger swerved recklessly through all lanes, overtaking traffic and treating the shoulder as an open lane. Speed increased up to 130, 140, even 147 miles per hour, and the suspect continued to pull ahead. As the pursuit turned onto South Lois Avenue, it moved from the interstate into narrower, more hazardous streets. Troopers moved in, and with one precise push at the rear bumper, the Charger spun half a turn before coming to rest on Lois Avenue. But the danger wasn't over. The driver shoved his female passenger aside, leaping out the passenger door. Another male passenger scrambled out the back, and both suspects bolted on foot through neighborhoods. For a tense moment, it looked like they might vanish. But with the help of K-9 units and a tight perimeter, troopers tracked the driver down, hiding inside a garbage can just blocks away. The driver was identified as Tavion LaJuan Robinson, arrested on multiple charges after nearly turning a traffic stop into a deadly disaster. His attempt to outrun Florida Highway Patrol ended not in freedom, but in handcuffs.
Chasing. We're chasing you for no reason. Why you running? Buddy, you want to look right there and say they got me?
On November 12, 2024, troopers were managing an accident scene when a gold Mercury approached with the driver holding up his cell phone. A trooper instructed the driver to pull over, but instead of complying, the driver made an unexpected and reckless move.
I got it! All right. Eastbound past the Bankhead. It's going to be Arkansas. Boy, Adam, 92 Union.
The troopers quickly returned to their patrol cars and began pursuing the fleeing driver. They steadily gained control of the situation as the pursuit unfolded.
Right on the breaker pipe. Light traffic.
Right on traffic. Wait. 32. He was throwing bags out the window about 2 miles back.
passing College Street, 65, light traffic.
Passing College Street, 65, light traffic.
Wrecked out.
During the pursuit, the suspect was seen throwing bags of marijuana out of his vehicle. Shortly after, Karma caught up with him as he lost control and crashed into a ditch. The troopers quickly moved in, arresting him and taking him into custody, bringing the chase to an abrupt end.
Oh, yeah, we're I'll take right up the front of your car. All right. Lean across the car. You gotta throw me down. I'm leaning. I'm cooperating, bro. How do we wind up here from over there? Explain that to me. Explain it to me. Y'all chasing me for no reason. We're about to see. Chasing. We're chasing you for no reason. Yeah. Why you running? What's that? My pain medicine. Yeah, that's your name on it. Hey, buddy, you want to look right there and say they got me?
2024, in Seminole County, Florida, a burgundy sedan came flying down I-4 at 112 miles per hour in a 70 zone. For most people, that's reckless speeding. For 28-year-old Wilfred Ruiz, it was just the beginning of a chase that would turn Interstate 4 into a war zone. Ruiz refused to stop when Trooper Brandon Cano lit him up. Instead, he floored it.
1028, can you provide an update to 1020 and what are the traffic conditions?
Moderate traffic. Train where was all it.
10-4.
Light traffic. As soon as I get a chance, I want to finish. I just gotta get to him.
Hi, copy.
Only be able to do it when you slow down. Right now we're at 95, so when I do it, I'll affect you. That's 10-4. I'm passing the 117. Passing the 116. I'm right. We're passing the 115. Light traffic. Speed 115.
10-4, 1039 is that Volusia County Sheriff's Office?
I believe so. It's an unmarked unit. Approaching the 114.
Ruiz refused to stop when Trooper Brandon Cano lit him up. Instead, he floored it, weaving recklessly between cars, pushing past 120 miles per hour, and nearly causing multiple crashes. And if you think that was a crazy driving, wait until you see the rest of this wild chase.
12 miles per hour, but I'm right on it. I'm seeing how you're down here.
10-4, 100, how far out are you? Copy, 195 miles per hour, center lane.
The Bravo likely 417 that's coming up on I-4. Can we get air?
That has been requested. And last unit you said your ID was 604, you're keying up with an alias. Copy, 109 was 100 miles per hour. I'm District 14, not sure if it's the RO or not. Do show that he's valid.
Yeah, but I need traffic. I need to be the 1 We're passing the 107.
Somehow, Ruiz held that burgundy sedan steady, threading through traffic at triple-digit speeds without a single slip. With so many cars on the road, Trooper Cano had no safe window for a pit. Every attempt was blocked. Every opening vanished in seconds. For the next 10 minutes, the chase raged across I-4. Ruiz never lifted, his sedan darting across lanes like a missile, while troopers fought to keep the public safe. Finally, backup units closed the gap, forming a net around the speeding car. With more cruisers stacking in, the options were running out for Ruiz, and the pressure was mounting to bring this madness to an end.
116, you make 1025 with the aircraft. Going on the main line, approaching 436, light traffic.
Copy. 1105 on your lap. That's the form. We requested all that. I copied it. What's 1020? 86.
This time, troopers pinned him in, crushing his hope of escape. But what they found next shocked even the seasoned troopers. Ruiz began overdosing, trembling and fading fast. Troopers hit him with Narcan not once, but 4 times. He later admitted he'd swallowed drugs mid-chase to destroy evidence. Inside the car, troopers uncovered cocaine, scales, baggies, stolen IDs, and credit cards. Ruiz, already on probation for aggravated assault, was booked into Orange County Jail with a mountain of new charges, including felony fleeing, reckless driving, drug possession, and more. November 31st, 2023, in Lee County, Florida, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper clocked a black Dodge Charger tearing through SR 82 at nearly 120 miles per hour, slicing through intersections like they didn't exist. It was the kind of danger FHP troopers face every night, and this one was about to push it to the limit. The Charger flew down SR 82, running red lights and blackout driving to escape. The trooper hit 140 just to keep up. The driver weaved through traffic, crossed medians, and even drove the wrong way, head-on toward other cars. As the chase went on, the danger kept escalating. The driver crossed the median, sped into oncoming lanes, then whipped a U-turn back across traffic. At that point, the trooper knew this wasn't just a chase anymore. He had to lock in, stay sharp, and shift into a higher gear because that was the only way to stop this suspect.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands now!
The Charger lost control and spun out. The trooper turned to the right and rammed the Charger, sending it spinning across the median until it came to a stop. Inside were 4 suspects, all from Cape Coral, one of them trying to climb into the back seat, pretending he wasn't the driver. Troopers held all occupants at gunpoint until backup arrived. The driver was identified as Edward Ray Jr., a convicted felon wearing an ankle monitor from a previous release. A search of the Charger revealed 16 grams of marijuana and more evidence tying Ray to an active gun-related case in Lee County. He was arrested and charged with fleeing at high speed, resisting an officer, possession of marijuana, and recklessly endangering his passengers. 2025, Trooper Mulvey was on routine patrol on State Road 826 westbound when a black Ford Mustang with white stripes came screaming past, driving like it was auditioning for a Fast and Furious movie. The trooper activated overhead lights and sirens, expecting a routine traffic stop. Instead, the driver, later identified as Alejandro Garcia Estrada, decided today was the day to show off his evasion skills. The Mustang started weaving across lanes and shoulders, nearly causing multiple collisions and hitting speeds over 120 miles per hour. The suspect continued southbound at high speed and exited onto the ramp, where things turned for the worse.
We just crashed out.
The collision was so severe that the Mustang flipped over and landed on its roof. The trooper immediately exited the patrol vehicle, drew his weapon, and attempted to make contact with the driver. Looking through the driver's side window, the trooper could see the suspect trapped inside. With help from an off-duty Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office officer, they extracted him from the wreckage, but once safely removed, Estrada became combative toward both officers. After multiple attempts to subdue him, the trooper deployed his state-issued taser to gain control. Sometimes cooperation is just too much to ask for, apparently. Estrada was transported to Jackson West for medical clearance and then to Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Facility without further incident. 4. Interstate 40, Arkansas. A white Chevrolet Corvette stolen out of Tennessee had already outrun West Memphis police. Now, troopers were setting up ahead as the suspect barreled east at more than 100 miles per hour. Behind the wheel was 32-year-old Christopher Najera, a man with a revoked license and a dangerous past. Troopers on standby clocked the car as it roared past, the engine screaming, the driver showing no hesitation to gamble with lives.
I'm rolling about 60 miles an hour eastbound on that Blossom Bridge. Moving coming up behind you.
As Robert slowed the suspect just enough, Bird made his move, swinging in and striking the rear quarter. The pit sent the Corvette skidding, slamming into the trailer's landing gear before ricocheting into the concrete divider. The car came to a violent halt, pinned against the patrol vehicle. Even then, Najera refused to surrender. He reached down inside the car, pressed the accelerator, and tried to hold on. Only after a K-9 was deployed and a struggle on the ground was he finally placed in cuffs. Inside his wallet, troopers discovered cocaine, and records showed the Corvette was stolen. Najera was booked on a list of felonies, fleeing, theft by receiving, possession of cocaine, reckless driving, and DWI drugs, among others. On October 31, 2024, Trooper Russell was stationed in the median on U.S. Highway 67 when he spotted a small passenger car traveling northbound at what appeared to be an excessive speed. Using radar, the speed was confirmed at 94 mph, well above the posted limit of 75 miles per hour. After the vehicle passed, Trooper Russell turned around to make a stop, but the driver failed to yield, initiating a pursuit.
Oklahoma Queen Frank Boy 250 QFB 250.
The driver continued to accelerate and slow down unpredictably, refusing to stop despite the troopers' emergency lights and sirens. It became clear that this pursuit was escalating, but the question remained: how much longer would the trooper wait before executing a TVI to end the chase?
I'm almost touching their rear bumper and they're just not acknowledging me. We just passed 81, speed 63.
As the trooper positioned himself alongside the vehicle, the driver still refused to react. Realizing it was time to bring the pursuit to an end, the trooper decided to waste no more time and executed the TVI to stop the chase.
TVI, they're off in the... Lay your arms out like an airplane.
Was it going home?
The suspect was arrested and taken into custody without further incident. When asked why he fled, he simply responded that he was going home. On March 14, 2022, Trooper was patrolling when a white Nissan SUV was observed traveling westbound at a high rate of speed in the left lane. Using a front-calibrated radar antenna, the trooper confirmed the vehicle's speed at 95 miles per hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone. The trooper turned around at the emergency vehicle crossover north of Route 00 and activated emergency lights and sirens. Instead of stopping, the Nissan driver accelerated, initiating a pursuit. The Nissan driver began driving very dangerously, weaving through traffic as other drivers scrambled to move out of their lanes. He showed no regard for the safety of others on the road, making the situation even more hazardous. driver continued speeding, taking the first exit before attempting to turn right at the next intersection. However, things didn't end well as the driver lost control, and the situation quickly escalated.
1050, 1050. Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Somebody run! Get out of the car! Get out! Get on the ground!
JCPD is in route.
Get out the
We could see that the driver was going so fast he couldn't slow down enough to avoid an accident while attempting to turn right. Both the driver and passenger were arrested and taken into custody without further incident. What do you think the appropriate punishment should be for these individuals? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In Miami-Dade County, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper located a stolen truck sitting at a traffic light. Just as the trooper stepped out to make the arrest, the suspect hit the gas, kicking off a high-speed pursuit through the streets. Let's see how this chase unfolds.
1155, I got the signal 10, he's fleeing. We're gonna be 826 eastbound from 12.
826 eastbound from 12, is he on foot or from the signal 10?
I'm behind a signal 10, black GMC Benally. It's gonna be a 28 of 47 Bravo, Zulu, Romeo, Quebec. We're gonna be eastbound 23. Alright, 23. I believe he's signal for the vehicle right now.
The suspect showed zero regard for the safety of others, weaving recklessly through traffic and even colliding with other vehicles. In the chaos, he blew out a tire, but that didn't stop him. This pursuit just got a whole lot more dangerous.
He's going 12 whiskey, now going on the turnpike, signal 4 versus a truck, and we gotta roll over, roll over. Let me see your hands! Let me see your.
With a blown tire, the suspect lost control, veering off the road and crashing into a truck, causing it to roll over. Fortunately, the chaos came to an end and the suspect was taken into custody. Now, here's a question for you. What punishment do you think he deserves for all this? Let us know in the comments. On December 17th, 2023, the driver of a gray Dodge Charger turned a simple traffic stop into a reckless high-speed pursuit. After being spotted racing through a red light and driving over 140 miles per hour in a 55 zone, when the trooper activated lights and sirens, the Charger sped up even more. The suspect was driving so fast and reckless that even with the trooper pushing his patrol car to the limit, he struggled to get close. But traffic eventually worked in trooper's favor, forcing the suspect to slow down just enough for him to catch up. With the trooper now locked onto the suspect's tail, it was only a matter of time. One small mistake, and just seconds later, it happened. The trooper exited his patrol car with his service weapon drawn as the passenger fled on foot. The driver, Jalen Camarena Davis, also ran, jumping fences and hiding in a backyard. Officer Sanchez with Palm Beach Gardens PD located Davis hiding in bushes. Davis was carrying the car keys and admitted the Dodge Charger was his. He was taken into custody and booked into Palm Beach County Jail for burglary, fleeing and eluding, hit and run, no driver's license, DWLS, and reckless driving. On October 29, 2023, Arkansas state troopers were in pursuit of a Nissan Altima. After 10 minutes of chasing the suspect, assistance was requested. Trooper Tommy then responded and headed en route to provide support. As soon as Trooper Tommy joined the pursuit, he quickly took the lead and became the primary unit in the chase.
We're here at Caraway, turning on Parker. Parker Road. East on Parker.
Highway 1, I'm gonna try to head up Parker Road.
He's pinning, roll over on Parker.
Trooper Tommy executed a pit maneuver, sending the suspect's vehicle into a ditch where it rolled over onto its roof. Multiple troopers quickly moved in, rescuing the suspect from the overturned vehicle and arresting him unharmed. The suspect was taken into custody, successfully bringing the chase to an end. In 2022, Trooper Jacob Bird spotted a vehicle flying over the speed limit. He activated his lights and sirens, and for a second it looked like the driver might pull over. The vehicle slowed down and stopped at a red light, but the moment it turned green, he hit the gas. Trooper Bird didn't hesitate after that, and he called the pursuit.
We're going south on Broadway. Going into 17th and Broadway, the gas station. Going back north on Broadway now. Successful start to we're crossing 630. Still heading north 9th Street.
Successful start day, still north towards 9th Street. Probably right on the gate grade and left on the
Now left onto North.
Even after landing a perfect GPS dart, Trooper Bird stayed in the chase, determined to bring it to an end. The suspect kept weaving through traffic, but Bird had seen enough. He stayed locked in, reading every move, and when the right moment came, he didn't hesitate. He took it and shut the whole thing down.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Put your hands up! Do not move! Do not move! Keep your hands up!
I got a rock.
Get out of the car. Get out of
Left
the car.
hand, keep your right hand up now.
Get out of the car.
You didn't have to run either. Get out of the car.
Get out of the car. Step over there, bird.
Get on your shirt.
Hey, I swear to God, bro, y'all don't have to do that to me, man. Listen.
Give me your left hand.
Can y'all listen to me?
No, I'm not listening to
Man,
you.
all I was doing was waiting on my sister.
No, you weren't. You weren't waiting on nobody. If you were waiting on somebody, you would have stopped.
Listen, sir, she's gonna pull up now.
They don't care where she's
I was
doing.
gonna turn up in
You're
here.
about to go to jail now, so.
I understand that. Listen, I was gonna turn up in here, but you veered me off the road.
You can see the worry over the driver's voice, wondering what comes next. But that's the thing. He had a choice. He could have complied, but instead he ran. Thankfully, he was taken into custody without further incident. And one thing's for sure, he didn't get behind the wheel again anytime soon. Let's hope the lesson finally hit home. September 20th, 2022, in Palm Beach County, Florida. The Florida Highway Patrol found themselves in pursuit of a motorcycle after the rider failed to stop when troopers activated their emergency lights and sirens due to his excessive speed.
He slowed down, approaching North Lake Still in the 880.
The motorcycle initially pulled far ahead of the police due to its high speed, but in a surprising turn, the rider stopped at a traffic light. This allowed 2 patrol cars to catch up, and the rider was quickly arrested.
Get over there. Get off the bike. Get over there. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
The deputy from the Indian River County Sheriff's Office observed a sport bike traveling at an estimated 115 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone on State Road 60 near the Vero Beach outlets on August 16, 2024. At around 2:14 p.m., the deputy confirmed the speed at 120 miles per hour using a radar gun and immediately initiated a pursuit.
Multiple cars, really extremely reckless, still eastbound 37th. Passing cars, looks like we're going to be southbound on the boulevard.
What kind of bike is it? Look like he might run out of gas momentarily.
Chasing a sport bike can always be challenging. With the speed it can reach and the ability of the rider to filter through traffic, it gives them a huge advantage in a pursuit.
Already up to 17th Street. We're going to continue southbound. Almost crashed, still southbound. Looks like he's on the sidewalk now. And wipeout, he just crashed. South of 17th Street Boulevard. Yep, he's helmet down. He's standing by the bike right now.
As the biker ran a red light, he lost control of his vehicle and crashed. Troopers quickly caught up, arresting the biker and bringing the chase to a stop.
All right, interlace your fingers, all right? It's done. Don't be stupid. You understand? Keep your hands like this or we're going to go to the ground. Outside of road rash, what do you have?
I don't think anything.
2021 troopers conducting traffic enforcement on I-95 southbound near mile marker 97 spotted a silver motorcycle with no tag. As they attempted a traffic stop, the rider noticed the patrol cars with lights and sirens and took off, accelerating on the left shoulder and weaving through traffic without signaling.
Go ahead and show me 1080 silver motorcycle.
The motorcyclist hit the throttle and took off at an enormous speed, weaving through traffic like a maniac. Despite the reckless moves and high speed, the troopers somehow managed to keep him in sight.
He ran into my car. He 1050. He's running. I got him. Put the hand behind your back.
Trooper pulled alongside the motorcycle, causing the rider to lose control and crash. The suspect got up, surrendered, and was arrested. He identified as Luis Rivera, a soldier from Fort Stewart. At the hospital, he admitted to reaching 187 miles per hour. After being cleared, he was taken to Bryan County, Thurston County, Washington. On November 6, 2024, the Thurston County Sheriff's Office attempted to stop a stolen vehicle on Delphi RDSW. The driver refused to pull over and fled, reaching speeds of 100 miles per hour. The vehicle repeatedly swerved into the oncoming lane, driving at dangerously high speeds.
I just have parking. We're about 90. It looks like the engine's starting to give out. Vehicle's smoking pretty bad.
Smoking badly. 1014 for 1, I could test bikes at Skyfire 110.
Yeah, please. He just passed the vehicle, no passing zone in the corner.
Just passed vehicle, no passing zone.
We're still west.
The suspect was driving recklessly at high speeds, passing other vehicles in no passing zones. With the danger escalating, the trooper was determined to stop him before he caused a potential accident.
As soon as I get a second unit, I'm going to try to grapple him.
Attempting grapple.
Western 110.
Copy Western 110.
Eastbound, sorry.
350 eastbound 110.
No grapple, no. Gotta grapple.
32.
TA.
The sergeant deployed one of the new grappler devices, causing the suspect to veer off the road, crash through a chain-link fence, and hit a tree. The driver fled on foot and ignored commands, but was quickly apprehended by K-9 MAC and deputies. A search warrant for the vehicle revealed a handgun and a substance believed to be methamphetamine. The driver, who had an escape warrant for felony assault, along with warrants for hit and run and reckless driving, was booked into TCSO jail on charges of attempting to elude, possession of a stolen vehicle, unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, driving with a suspended license, and resisting arrest. On November 6, 2021, a Lowndes County Sheriff's Office deputy spotted Uriah Wade Hall speeding on his silver Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle, exceeding the posted limit by more than 20 miles on Shiloh Road in Hahira, Georgia. When the deputy attempted a traffic stop, Hall accelerated, then slowed near the interstate ramp. Hall signaled his intent to flee, entering the southbound I-75 ramp and reaching speeds of 145 miles per hour, maintaining this high speed for over 20 miles. Three patrol cars were closely trailing the suspect as he sped down the highway, with one trooper getting dangerously close to the biker. The trooper considered making a risky move, attempting to hit the biker at these high speeds. It's a tough call. While it could have ended the pursuit quickly, it could also have resulted in a dangerous crash, risking both the biker's and officer's safety. Hall lost control of the motorcycle and crashed, coming to rest on the ground in the far left lane of travel. Thankfully, the high-speed chase came to an end. EMS was called to the scene, and deputies provided medical aid to Hall. Upon searching Hall, officers discovered a loaded 9mm caliber semi-automatic pistol, 829 grams of methamphetamine, a small quantity of heroin, digital scales with white powder residue, and $1,610 in cash. Hall's criminal history included several felony convictions, including burglary, possession with intent to distribute controlled substances, and giving a false name to law enforcement. Due to his prior convictions, it was illegal for him to possess a firearm, leading to additional charges. In 2025, Arkansas State Trooper Jacob Byrd joined a high-speed pursuit of David Simon, who was driving a black GMC Sierra at over 95 miles per hour. Shortly after joining the chase, Byrd took over as the primary unit.
Off on has 5 strips. Where do you need me set up at? guys, we got a trooper behind us. We can get a chance to move over and let him.
22 cars on second primary.
Wait, We'll have a 20. Take 6 is at the 88. I'm going to keep him from taking the exit. What else, 20?
That's who we're after.
90 westbound.
Cars from primary. Stand by 60 stops.
Speeds are 55.
Stand by for DVI.
He's dead.
Trooper Bird executed a slow-speed tactical vehicle intervention that caused the truck to spin multiple times before coming to a stop. Troopers immediately jumped out of their patrol cars and took the driver into custody. Once marketed as the World Car, but tonight it was just a getaway car with no plates and no plan. It was May 8th, 2025 when a trooper spotted a Ford Escort without a license plate pulling off I-540. When the lights came on, the driver hit the gas instead of the brakes, turning onto Rutgers Road and flooring it. That's when the siren kicked in and the chase was on.
We are going down to Rutgers towards Oklahoma, I believe. It's a red Ford passenger car, no 28. Looks like one auction. Speed 68. Still on Rutgers, coming up the Texas Road. He might have, no, he's still going. We're on a dirt road going back towards 271, I believe. Looks like he threw something up the driver's side.
Railroad crossing. Or something.
We're paralleling a power line. I'm not sure which direction we're going.
Even though the chase moved onto a dirt road, the suspect kept the speed up like he was in a rally race. But once he hit pavement again, he really took off, gaining distance fast. Still, the trooper wasn't giving up that easy, and sure enough, he caught up once again.
I'm catching up to him. I'm going to try to TVI him if I get a good spot.
Denver looks like you're about to come up to a curb. So they turn onto Mayor Avenue.
I ain't stayed on Gary. We're still south, I guess. He just crashed out. He just crashed out. He's on foot. On foot.
We're on foot.
We're going. He's crossing the fence. We're going through the field. Get on the ground!
The suspect must have thought he was in an action movie, driving like a maniac in a Ford Escort down that road. But reality hit hard when he crashed badly. Still, Michael Richardson wasn't done. He bailed out and took off on foot, managing to escape the trooper. But it didn't end there. The next evening, he turned himself in. He was charged with felony fleeing, driving on a suspended license, and having no insurance.
Crash. Oh.
On October 3rd, 2020, troopers from the Michigan State Police Metro South Post located a stolen Dodge Durango. When the troopers attempted to stop the vehicle, the suspect fled, and a vehicle pursuit ensued.
Eastbound through 14th, would you like there?
Yep, we're good right. Through Rosa Parks. Speeds of 60.
Speeds of 60 through Rosa Parks.
2211 manager.
Alright, we're through the lodge, eastbound. We're speeds of 70.
Eastbound through the lodge, speeds of 70.
Alright, left lane, we're at 100 miles per hour. Speeds of 115. We're through Woodward now, East Davidson.
East Davidson through
Speeds of 110.
traffic light speeds 110.
Alright, we're through to Quinder.
Through to Quinder.
As the chase progressed, the suspect headed toward the city streets, which was not in the troopers' favor, increasing the chances of an innocent bystander getting harmed. But troopers will do whatever it takes to stop it.
Alright, we're coming up to Conant. Northbound Conant.
Northbound Conant.
Alright, we're through Victoria, coming up to McNichols. We're through McNichols. Speeds of 70. We're coming up to 7. Good. Alright, northbound through 7. Still on Conant.
From Conant.
Eastbound England.
Eastbound.
And traffic is still light. We're 80.
The suspect was running red lights, driving on the wrong side of the road, speeding through construction zones. Everything you can imagine. The trooper could hardly keep up with the suspect during the chase and requested assistance.
Alright, eastbound through Reno. So look to make it southbound.
Speeds in traffic, please.
Alright, speeds are 88. Traffic is light. You're good right. Go through. You're good right. Got clear traffic. It's gonna crash. How?
Still. I don't know what he's doing. Hit. And
Get out. I got it. Get out of the car.
The suspect's tires were likely deflated while going through the construction zone, which allowed a trooper to execute a pit maneuver, ending the pursuit. The suspect was taken into custody and charged with fleeing and eluding, possession of a stolen motor vehicle, and several other crimes. On July 3, 2022, trooper was patrolling when they noticed the driver and passenger of a black GMC Envoy without their seatbelts on. The trooper activated lights and sirens to make a stop near University Avenue. As trooper approached the car, they saw an older woman, later identified as Mrs. Louisa Hartger, sitting in the back without her seatbelt. The driver fled the stop, initiating a pursuit. driver weave between lanes and even drove on the shoulder to pass other cars. Just when it seemed like he couldn't do anything more reckless, he proved everyone wrong.
There are no votes connected. Connect to form and try again.
He's getting back on 85 South.
As assisting troopers worked to close in on the suspect, he did everything possible to escape, not caring about the risk to others. The troopers knew if they didn't stop him quickly, it could end badly for everyone, and they were fully aware of the stakes.
Block me.
Are you out of your mind? I scared you, bro.
Claiming you fled because you were scared isn't a great excuse, especially when you were pulled over just for not wearing a seatbelt. On top of that, this suspect was driving with a suspended license and had a long list of charges. Safe to say, they won't be driving any. Seatbelts save lives, but for one man, not wearing one sparked a full-blown highway pursuit. What began as a simple traffic stop turned into a chaotic 100-mile-per-hour chase across county lines. It all began on May 8th, 2022, just before 4 p.m. in Baxley, Georgia.
SUV Nissan with a Florida tag. We're gonna be on Anthony Street, coming up on Vine Street, Anthony Street. All right, we're gonna be making a left here on Homestead. Left on the Homestead. Clear. Hey, so we almost 1050. We on City Circle, Nissan SUV. All right, we're gonna be making a left back on Blackshear Highway.
The trooper lined up for the pit, but in a split-second decision, he backed off, thinking it wasn't the right moment. Unfortunately, that hesitation gave the suspect more room to spiral. What followed was pure recklessness, blowing through traffic near head-ons and pushing the limits at over 100 miles per hour.
He's running several vehicles off the roadway.
They're running several vehicles off the roadway.
As the suspect's driving grew more erratic by the second, the trooper knew time was running out. He lined up again for the pit, but the suspect wasn't making it easy. Swerving side to side, he did everything he could to block the takedown.
All right, I just tried to pit, and he's swerving back and forth.
What's your location? They're going to make another data down.
Alright, he's on the wrong side of the road. Got to be confused. I'm up on Old Road. I'm going to try to pin him here before we go down.
Clear, coming up on Old Road.
Pitch yourself, roll over.
The trooper executed a flawless pit, sending the SUV rolling several times before coming to rest. McQueen immediately bailed out and fled into a wooded area but didn't get far. Officers caught up quickly, and what they found was no surprise. Alcohol on his breath, bags of suspected drugs, a Glock pistol, and a long list of charges, including a warrant out of Florida. On June 12, 2024, officers responded to a report of a person shot. Upon arrival, they located 4 male suspects involved in the shooting who were in a blue Tesla and attempting to evade police.
Stay red.
Copy. Should be coming up to Whitehall next. Stand by.
Sounds like you're alone. Do you still have a secondary unit?
That's a negative. Continuing over McDaniel. Yes, I do have a secondary unit, if they can call it.
Wrong lanes of travel, gonna be going 70 plus, still on Whitehall.
Heavy traffic over here, y'all. Heavy traffic over here. It's almost 41. We are still south on Whitehall, crossing over 48.
Heavy traffic over here, y'all. Heavy traffic over here. Almost 41. We are still south on Whitehall, crossing over 48.
60 miles wrong lane, travel again, back on the right side.
The suspect driver lost control of the vehicle, causing it to become disabled.
Alright, we're still on lead. 41 spinning out. He's
Gonna be roll lead, just gain control, regain control.
spinning out. He's gonna be right on lead. He just gained control, regained control. Continuing on lead. The vehicle is slowing down. Still with it. Just stopping in the middle of the intersection. The vehicle had definitely got a driver running out. I'll stay with the truck.
Hey, coming up on your 6. Hands down.
Hey, you got him? I'm gonna go him.
Don't you move, I swear to God.
Hey, are you good?
Stand by.
I got a question.
Go.
The driver fled the vehicle on foot while the 2 suspect passengers remained inside. The passengers were quickly detained by surrounding units and taken into custody. Officers were able to apprehend the driver after a brief foot pursuit. A firearm was recovered, hidden under the driver's pants leg. The driver and passengers were identified and arrested. The 4th and final suspect, who had fled from officers on the day of the shooting, was later identified and apprehended outside the jurisdiction. July 24, 2022, after clocking a motorcyclist doing 70 in a 50-mile-per-hour zone and spotting missing equipment, Trooper Hinton pulled him over with lights and sirens. But the moment the rider stopped, he took off, kicking off a chase.
I made a left on Hardenry Road. Speed 78, no traffic.
Hey, well, I'm on Prince Pike right now, heading that way.
10-4, we're heading that way. White male, tan glasses, speeds 92, no traffic. Tan pants, gray shirt, cut off shirt.
The trooper had to be patient, waiting for the suspect to make a move. With the rider only wearing a shirt and speeding over 70 miles per hour, any contact could have been deadly.
I just got beside him so he knows it's me.
East of it. Do you know what?
Oh, we're coming up to it now. He's slowing down. I'm trying to cut him off. 'em. He's on Summers Road in the ditch. Oh yeah, but I got him. That was stupid.
As another trooper joined the chase, the motorcyclist tried to go off-road. A small tap from the trooper ended it. Both troopers quickly jumped out and arrested him without further trouble. Instead of pulling over and getting a speeding ticket, he now faces much more serious consequences. The drug operation was underway. DEA agents and state troopers closed in on a buy bust, the kind of takedown designed to end in handcuffs, not headlights. But the suspect had other plans. As troopers moved in, the driver made his choice instantly, slamming the accelerator and using his vehicle as a weapon. 2 unmarked police cars were rammed out of the way as the suspect clawed for an exit.
Northbound, he just took a westbound shot to the alley.
James, I'm gonna say let it go. Let it go now. Let him go. Before somebody else gets hurt here. You guys are gonna continue to pursue.
Troopers Dyroff and his partner took pursuit. Sirens cut through the day, the suspect weaving, refusing to surrender. The trooper quickly lined up for a pit, but it would only made situation escalate even more.
Where now?
On the service drive, field pit. Service drive and chopping. Getting off of Livernois.
When the troopers lined up for a pit, Tat was their moment, but the suspect slipped away. From there, the chase spilled into crowded city streets, where traffic was thick and opportunities vanished. Cars swerved, horns blared, and the suspect pushed harder, veering across lanes, cutting through pockets of traffic, and raising the danger with every second.
Still holding westbound deck, slowing down a little bit, 50.
Yeah, okay.
Crossing traffic, getting on northbound 75.
This wasn't just a chase anymore, it was a fugitive gambling with everything to stay out of cuffs. Minutes later, the decision was made to terminate. The danger to the public outweighed the need to press forward, but the streets don't keep secrets for long. The vehicle was found abandoned, detectives already waiting to pick apart the evidence. The suspect had slipped through the night, this time, but with DEA and state police involved, the walls were already closing in.
Get up! What? I don't even know you! You don't have to know me.
On September 24th, 2023, a white Volkswagen sedan was seen driving recklessly in Pensacola, Florida. The driver passed the patrol vehicle at a high rate of speed. The officer activated the siren and emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop. Despite the officer's attempts to pull over the vehicle, the driver continued to ignore the siren and lights. As the vehicle approached the intersection, it stopped behind other traffic, and the officer briefly turned off the siren to avoid causing confusion. At yet another intersection, the suspect finally slowed down, but as soon as the light turned green, she made the decision to refuse to stop once again, showing no signs of giving up on evading law enforcement. The driver finally decided to pull over, but when the trooper approached her vehicle, her excuses were nothing short of hilarious.
Why is you about to shoot me? Get up! Why? I don't even know you! You don't have to know me. Okay, stop! I don't have to stop! I don't have to stop! I don't want to be bothered! Get out, ma'am! No! No! You are crazy! You are crazy! You gotta come on out or I'm gonna pay you. Turn around and put your hands on your back. No, I don't, because you're crazy. Okay, well, let's go. Come on, take your tail.
10-4, 10-15.
The woman was quickly arrested and taken into custody. She was charged with fleeing and eluding an officer, as well as reckless driving. Her decision to run from the law certainly caught up with her. Ultimate driving machine, but when they're stolen, they turn into the ultimate fleeing machine. It was December 22nd, 2022, when a Georgia State Patrol locked in on a stolen BMW X5 speeding through Newton County. SFC Seymour spotted the vehicle first and quickly alerted nearby troopers. What started as a quiet tale turned chaotic when the driver suddenly floored it and took off.
Going, taking off, 1080. Keep going. Go, go, go. Go. He's going straight through. Going straight through. All right. He's coming out. He's coming out right now. Right now. Right now. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. And up, right there.
Once pinned against the guardrail, the trooper exited with his weapon drawn, ordering the suspect to show his hands, and Mr. Dixon complied. Seconds later, backup arrived and boxed the stolen BMW in. With no more room to run, Dixon was pulled through the window and taken down without a fight.
Yep. Severely damaged, we have fire and block off traffic at 13th. Nothing.
On May 31st, 2022, a Greenfield police officer was on patrol when a driver sped past in the opposite direction. The officer turned around, activated lights and sirens, but the driver refused to stop, initiating a high-speed pursuit. The suspect pushed the vehicle to extreme speeds in a desperate attempt to escape, but things didn't go as planned.
10-4 crash, 13th and Lightning. I just don't know it's going to be a little bit. We got to head back to west side of the city and then she'll be available.
You might have blown
10-4, do you know what the injuries are? We got fire and block off traffic at 13th. Nothing eastbound. One out, you good. Hey, probably PNV right now. You're Milwaukee Road everywhere. Medical is currently en route.
While trying to escape, the suspect lost control and crashed, causing the vehicle to catch fire. Officers quickly responded and noticed the suspect was unresponsive. Despite their efforts to assist, the suspect was tragically pronounced dead at the scene, bringing this pursuit to a devastating end. On February 4th, 2025, Trooper Trent of the Florida Highway Patrol spotted a suspicious vehicle heading north on Interstate 75. The vehicle had a temporary paper tag that returned no information, prompting the trooper to initiate a traffic stop. At first, the driver, later identified as Demi Paraison, appeared to comply, but as the trooper approached, he suddenly took off. Paraison sped away, driving erratically and ignoring traffic signals. A pursuit began as he continued fleeing on both the interstate and local roads. When the trooper executed a pit maneuver, it seemed like the suspects were finally going to surrender. But just as the trooper stepped out of the patrol car, they took off again, continuing the chase. The suspect recovered from the pit once again and kept speeding down the highway, weaving in and out of lanes with no regard for the safety of others. This reckless chase went on for the next 10 minutes, but when another trooper joined in, things started to heat up. The suspect's vehicle was finally stopped after veering off the roadway into a ditch. Both Paraison and his passenger, Keishonda Johnson, were taken into custody. A search of the vehicle uncovered multiple illegal narcotics, including marijuana, synthetic cannabinoids, PCP, and buprenorphine. Johnson admitted to owning the drugs. Paraison's license was suspended, and he was identified as a career offender. The temporary tag on the vehicle was also fraudulent. Both were taken to a hospital for medical clearance before being booked into Alachua County Jail. Johnson faced 9 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor, with bail set at $470,000. Paraison, with a long criminal history, faced 10 felony charges and 3 misdemeanors, with bail set at $535,000. In Tampa, on April 27, 2022, police received a report of a stolen vehicle. After locating it, officers activated their emergency lights and sirens. The suspect refused to stop, initiating a wild, high-speed pursuit.
Exiting here at exit 274. I'll come back on. 1604. You just cut across the back on the interstate, southbound. Traffic's still right. Nobody's ahead of us. Everybody's stacked up. Going out behind us. Speed's 50 miles an hour. Vehicle driving on the shoulder right now. Not even 69-4. Signal forwarded to 1741. We're still going southbound now. Did you hear to me?
As two patrol vehicles joined the pursuit, they attempted to block the suspect's path, hoping to force him to pull over on his own.
He's in the inside lane, sometimes on the median. Now she's...
The suspect was successfully arrested and taken into custody without further incident. On June 17, 2024, a smuggler in a Ford Explorer led Texas troopers on a high-speed chase through Webb County. The pursuit began when a trooper attempted to stop the vehicle, but the driver sped off, evading capture. The smuggler drove recklessly, putting others at risk as troopers worked to apprehend the suspect.
Still heading eastbound on Killam. Vehicles on the. We're in the construction area, right underneath the loop. The flyover. Construction area underneath the flyovers.
Jump on construction area under the flyover. Jump on still southbound on 35.
Bella. Subject has a polo shirt with a stripe.
During the pursuit, the smuggler drove on the wrong side of the road, making the chase even more dangerous. Eventually, the driver bailed out of the vehicle and fled on foot. After a brief chase, the smuggler, identified as a resident of Laredo, was captured and arrested. He was charged with smuggling of persons and evading arrest. 4 illegal immigrants were apprehended and referred to Border Patrol for processing.
Hey, behind your back. ¿Estás bien?
Ah, sí.
Okay.
Me cansé gacho.
I believe it. Me too, man.
Tenía bastante sin correr.
On Friday, December 13, 2024, Trooper observed a dark sedan speeding at 110 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone. As the vehicle passed, the driver braked suddenly before cresting a hill. Trooper attempted to catch up, but saw the sedan accelerate to 130 miles per hour. With lights and sirens activated, Trooper pursued the vehicle. As they approached Interstate 630, the suspect vehicle turned off all lights, continuing to evade pursuit. Trooper then notified Troop A Communications, declaring an active pursuit.
Final 14.
I'm trying to catch 130. Alright, I'm 1037. He's blacked out. We're taking 630 east on 430. He turned his lights back on. We're slowing down. We're here getting on 630 on the ramp. It's a maroon Toyota Camry, Tim tags. Driver, get out of the car! Put your hands up, get out, step away from me. Nope, you stay in there. Okay, I'm with you. Driver, step out, face away from me.
They've stopped here on the ramp. I've got 4 gunpoint. Face away from me. Walk backwards to me.
The vehicle came to a stop on the ramp. A felony stop was conducted and all 5 occupants were detained. The driver, identified as Mr. Keelan Shorter, admitted in a post-Miranda interview that he had been attempting to evade capture. But once he realized he couldn't escape, he pulled over. All 4 passengers were released without charges. Mr. Shorter was transported to the Pulaski County Regional Jail and charged with fleeing, vehicle or conveyance with substantial danger of death, speeding, reckless driving, and driving on a suspended license. On September 24, 2023, 2 teenagers stole an SUV, sparking a high-speed pursuit with the Florida Highway Patrol. After receiving reports of the stolen vehicle on Interstate 75, an FHP trooper caught up with the red SUV. However, the driver failed to stop when signaled by the trooper. The trooper stayed close to the suspect vehicle, patiently waiting for the right opportunity to execute a pit maneuver. After multiple TVI attempts, the suspect was brought to a stop, ending the chase. The suspect was then arrested and taken into custody without further incident. On June 13, 2023, an FHP trooper was patrolling northbound on US 27 near Harvest Boulevard in Lake County, Florida, when he spotted a gray Lexus speeding at 90 miles per hour in a 55 zone. Radar confirmed the vehicle's speed at 87 miles per hour. The driver pulled over, and troopers initially thought this would be just another routine traffic stop. But what unfolded next was far from routine. It was about to take a turn for the worse. After stopping the Lexus, the trooper requested the usual documents, but the encounter quickly escalated. The driver, Abdulrahman Gada Sami, denied the speeding allegations and provided evasive answers about the car's expired New York registration, which had been overdue for over 6 months. When informed the vehicle would be towed, Sammy grew argumentative, directing offensive remarks at the troopers, and even attempting to seek help from passers-by. Despite being assured of a supervisor's contact, Sammy's frustration only grew. As citations were issued, Sammy resisted, making physical contact with the trooper. When handcuffing was attempted, Sammy ignored commands, exited the vehicle, and struggled against the troopers.
Get out of the vehicle. Come on, step out of the vehicle. I was not here. Step out of the vehicle. Are you serious? Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. You are under arrest. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. I'm going to step out of the vehicle. This is the fault. You're watching the fight. I'm not. I'm turning the officer. I am turning it back. I'm turning back. Are you serious? My head off of
The situation took a turn when Sammy was placed into the back seat of the patrol car. That's when chaos began.
All
Officer, can you open the window? I can't breathe. Officer, I can't breathe. Open the window. Oh my God. Freddie! 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 Please, open the window!
1049,
Please open the window!
As a result of his actions, Sammy now faces multiple charges, including battery against a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest without violence, and failing to report a vehicle address change within the required time frame. What began as a simple speeding violation quickly escalated into a series of offenses that landed him in much deeper trouble than a traffic citation. 21st, 2022, a Forsyth County Sheriff's deputy tried stopping a black motorcycle with no tag. Instead of pulling over, the rider flipped an obscene hand gesture at the deputy and took off. Due to pursuit policy restrictions, deputies couldn't chase, but they knew exactly who to call: the Georgia State Patrol.
795 coming. We 1080 black motorcycle. No 28s. McGinnis Ferry, Union Hill.
It was definitely a sport bike, fast, nimble, and pushing the limits. But behind that bike was a Georgia State Trooper, and from that moment, the ride wasn't about speed anymore. It was about how quickly this chase was going to end.
Coming notify Forsyth County. Turning down the side street into a storage lot, towards a storage lot. 1050, 1050.
Get off the ground! Get on the ground right now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground, man! Get on the ground, man! Hell's wrong with you? Get your hands behind your back! Get them behind your back!
The suspect ignored commands until the trooper holstered his weapon and moved in with backup to take him down. Ossendorf had no valid driver's license, revoked from a previous fleeing case, and bragged that he'd keep running from police in the future. Deputies linked him to multiple incidents in the past week where he'd taunted and evaded them. He was medically cleared, then booked on 7 citations and a felony warrant. His motorcycle, with an illegal exhaust and worn-out tire, was impounded. For a 17-year-old, it was already a dangerous pattern, and this time it ended in cuffs. On June 6th, 2022, Trooper Kendrick Davis was on patrol when he noticed a vehicle from oncoming traffic exceeding the speed limit. Acting quickly, Trooper Davis pulled onto the side of the road, waiting for the driver to pass. Once the vehicle approached, he activated his lights and sirens, signaling the driver to stop. However, the driver ignored the commands and continued, prompting Trooper Davis to initiate a pursuit.
37 on Red Ragged Road.
The driver led Trooper Kendrick Davis on an off-road chase, recklessly speeding through rough terrain. For a brief moment, the trooper lost sight of the vehicle as it maneuvered through the landscape. However, just moments later, Trooper Davis encountered a surprising turn of events, bringing the chase to an unexpected conclusion.
Over at the end of Red Wagon Road and chicken treasures.
Oh, wow! The driver completely rolled over, leaving the vehicle in a crumpled state. Trooper Kendrick Davis quickly exited his patrol vehicle to check if the driver was still inside and assess the situation. The driver fled, most likely into the woods, leaving the wrecked vehicle behind. Despite an extensive search, the driver was not located. And with that, this intense chase came to an end. In 2025, in Pulaski County, Arkansas, it all started as a simple traffic stop. A white passenger car pulled onto Interstate 430 from Interstate 630, clocked at 80 miles an hour in a 55 zone. The trooper lit him up. At first, it looked routine. The car even pulled over to the shoulder near the 7-mile marker. But the moment the trooper stepped out, everything changed. The driver, 32-year-old Willie Wright Jr., hit the gas and launched into a full-on pursuit.
Making a left, he just hit the retaining wall. He's still going.
Speeds hit 130 to 135 miles per hour as Wright weaved through traffic, blacked out his lights, and roared across the river bridge. Every move was reckless, cutting through cars, passing on shoulders, running red lights. Hard TVI spun the car off the road, flipping it onto its driver's side and into a tree. But then the trooper came to a shocking discovery. As the trooper rushed forward, he heard children crying inside the wreck. Wright clutched an infant in his arms and refused to hand the baby over while a toddler cried from the back seat. Backup arrived, and after tense moments, Wright finally gave up the children. Both were turned over to EMS for treatment. Miraculously, they were not seriously hurt. Wright was taken into custody at gunpoint. He refused both a breath test and a urine test. With the odor of alcohol still strong on his person, he was transported for medical clearance and then booked into the Pulaski County Detention Center. On January 2nd, 2023, Georgia State Patrol troopers from the Crime Suppression Unit assisted East Point Police Department in apprehending a subject with multiple felony warrants. The suspect, 19-year-old Matthew Gaskins, was wanted by several law enforcement agencies. When attempting to serve the arrest warrants, Gaskins fled in a stolen Jeep Grand Cherokee. He then drove the stolen vehicle into the backyard of a home. When it seemed the suspect had nowhere to go, Gaskins hit the gas and managed to continue fleeing, weaving through residential streets as officers closed in. Despite the narrow space, he showed no signs of stopping and kept pushing the vehicle to its limits, trying to escape. A set of pit maneuvers was executed by the troopers, successfully disabling the vehicle when it struck a power pole. Gaskins was apprehended without further incident and taken into custody. Trooper Irvin Clokey was stationed at a stop when a driver sped past him. Quickly putting his car in gear, he began to catch up. Upon activating his emergency lights and sirens, the driver failed to stop, igniting a pursuit. The driver was seen weaving erratically across the road and making unsafe lane changes, prompting the trooper to suspect that the driver might be intoxicated. Unhappy with the driver's erratic behavior, the trooper decided it was time to take action and stop the suspect.
Get in the car!
The suspect was successfully stopped and arrested, with later confirmation of intoxication. 2 empty whiskey bottles were found in the suspect's vehicle, underscoring the dangerous situation. On September 28, 2024, while patrolling U.S. Highway 78, a trooper spotted a gray Dodge Ram flying down the road at 107 in a 60 zone. The trooper turned around, activated lights and sirens, and began the pursuit. The driver used the turning lane to pass other vehicles, showing no regard for traffic laws. The trooper caught up at a red light at US 78, where the truck briefly stopped, then took off again, running the red light and continuing to flee.
They stopped. B78 Commerce. 1037. The Arkansas 028 Union King 0. Be a great Dodge Ram.
10-4, John Fuller, 53, 63, stay close.
TVI.
The trooper executed a pit maneuver that sent the suspect's vehicle into a spin. The truck rotated and struck a utility pole, snapping it in half and causing live electrical wires to fall onto the roadway, and even on top of nearby vehicles. After the impact, the vehicle came to rest upright, facing westbound.
Step out. Come on.
Jonesboro City Light and Water was contacted regarding the damaged utility pole and downed wires, estimating the damage at approximately $5,000. The driver, Mr. Hotchkiss, was arrested and hit with multiple charges, including fleeing, reckless driving, failure to stop at a red light, no seatbelt, speeding, improper lane usage, DWI, open container in a vehicle, and criminal mischief, damage over $5,000 but under $25,000.
1050.
On March 11th, 2024, in Fayette County, Georgia, deputies located a silver Honda Civic that had been carjacked at gunpoint earlier that morning. Investigator Fisher was the first to spot the vehicle at Highway 85 South. Notifying dispatch and fellow deputies, Fisher prepared for a felony stop, knowing they had multiple units in the area. The Fayette County Sheriff's Office and City of Fayetteville Public Safety quickly took action, initiating a pursuit.
Right on Rama. Just going right. 1050 Oakley. 1050, 1050. Continue straight, he hit the stop sign.
Sergeant Aiken took the lead on the pursuit, closely following the suspect as he recklessly crashed into road signs and mailboxes. With the suspect driving dangerously, deputies were determined to stop him as soon as possible, knowing the risk to public safety was growing with every passing second.
1050, 1050 at the end of the street. It's going through a yard, coming back out. 46, move out. $10.50.
Show me your hands! Hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the ground! Drop the gun! Drop it! Hands up! Get down! Get on the ground! Get away from that gun! Put your hands up!
The suspect crashed into another vehicle and then made a shocking move. He exited his vehicle holding a gun. However, realizing he was surrounded, he quickly surrendered. The driver, later identified as only 14 years old, faces serious charges including theft by receiving, fleeing, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Further investigation revealed he also has multiple charges pending in DeKalb County. This case raises concerns about juvenile involvement in violent crime and the alarming reality of young offenders. On January 4, 2025, a white pickup truck was observed speeding at 76 miles per hour in a 50 miles per hour construction zone on Interstate 10. The driver, David Lee Bell, fled after being signaled to stop, violating multiple traffic laws, including running red lights and driving recklessly, nearly causing a head-on collision, and pursuit ensued. The suspect was weaving through residential areas, not sure if that was his planned route or if he was desperately trying to find a way out. After making his way out of the residential area, the suspect began driving in the wrong lane, nearly causing a head-on collision. That was the moment the trooper realized this chase had to be stopped as soon as possible to prevent a serious crash. The chase ended when the truck collided with a utility pole. Bell and his passenger fled on foot but were quickly apprehended. Bell showed signs of impairment, including slurred speech and a strong odor of alcohol, and refused a breathalyzer test. His license was suspended, and he had prior convictions for similar offenses. Bell was charged with fleeing and eluding, resisting arrest, DUI, refusal to submit to a DUI test, reckless driving, and driving with a suspended license.
As he goes over a fence in a little neighborhood community here, just off of the trail.
We all know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in Miami, and that's no different when it comes to police chases. This suspect decided to take Florida Highway Patrol on a high-speed chase, all because he didn't want to pay a speeding ticket.
Going westbound. Let's see here. We're going to bring the camera back out and see if we have any officers in pursuit right in this area. But this is all taking place, as we said, about the last 10 or 15 minutes. This person on the bike here. Police officers using lights and sirens tried to get these guys to stop. One of them crashed his vehicle at the entrance to the turnpike, and as you can see now, he's trying to evade police here. This all happening, as we said, I know we're getting a little redundant here, about 10 minutes ago, but police are saturating the area trying to get the driver of this motorcycle to stop. Avenue or so. So the northbound in that area here, in between vehicles, but he is being followed by the helicopter right now. So the helicopter is giving instructions. You can see police officer coming on the opposite lanes of traffic now. They're using, appears to be a single vehicle to follow this motorcycle as it goes right underneath us, Joe.
What really makes a big difference in this chase is the helicopter assistance. The suspect probably didn't realize it, but now the pursuit is joined by Miami-Dade police officers working together to bring this reckless suspect to a stop as soon as possible.
Again, it's been going on for about 15 to 20 minutes now. We do have 7 Skyforce there over the scene. Yes, Ralph.
I'll bring you up to speed here a little bit. We are not in Homestead anymore. We have moved on, and we are now in the area of Kendall Regional Hospital, 41st Street and about 117th Avenue. He's just outside the property there of the hospital now, coming around a parking lot. He has managed to 41st Street. So he's going to be west of the turnpike here, going in between the rows of traffic here, through an intersection here, oncoming traffic now making a right-hand turn and going westbound around 122nd Avenue, we believe here. Now I'm being told, actually, is it eastbound or northbound? Northbound now, and it is northbound here as motorcycle and driver. They appeared to be riding in tandem at that point, and they were efforting to get onto the turnpike, and at the entrance to the turnpike around, I want to say that it was off of 157th Avenue.
The suspect continued to flee and managed to get out of the officer's sight. He then pulled into a parking lot thinking the police didn't know where he was, but he was clearly wrong. He got off the motorcycle and stood there acting like nothing had happened. But shortly after, he got a big surprise.
Sorry about that. So the chase portion of involving there, he's going to go over the fence there. He's over a fence and into the backyard of a house here. Police helicopter there zooming through the shot there. So we're just going to hang on these 2 buildings right here. It looks like he's gone over another building. We see a dog or a cat. He's now climbed a fence. And this is going to become a foot pursuit here as he goes over a fence in a little neighborhood community here just off of the trail. He's going through the neighborhoods now, you can see, on foot. Bring the camera back out here and see if we can keep up with him. He just walked over and he's in the backyard of that house right there. I believe he's hiding. Yeah, the police, you can see the police helicopter there. I think he knows that he's in a bad way because police are not going to lose him from up above now. He's got his hands raised, or does he have his hand raised? No, he's just walking out to the middle of the street. I think he's thinking the better of it. He's laying down. Let's bring the camera back out and see if we have a police officer.
When the suspect realized he had been tracked from above the whole time, he decided to surrender. He laid on the ground and was quickly arrested and taken into custody without further incident, bringing this high-speed chase to an end. Feel free to share your opinions on what you think he should be charged with in the comments below. Sedan has a top speed of around 155 miles per hour, but it's not for outrunning a police. When Florida Highway Patrol tried to stop a stolen Cadillac on I-75 in Hernando County, the driver took off, kicking off a high-speed pursuit. The trooper had a chance to execute a pit, but held back, waiting for another unit to take over and finish it off. But with every passing second, the suspect's driving got more reckless. When the second trooper took over, the chaos only escalated. The suspect kept pushing the limits, flying down the shoulder, weaving through traffic, and showing zero regard for anyone else on the road.
Westbound. They were 52.
1449 right behind the wall.
The pursuit came to a dramatic end in Pasco County when troopers executed a pit near State Road 52. The suspect, who was nearly nude at the time of her arrest, was hit with multiple charges, including grand theft auto, reckless driving, fleeing and eluding, possession of methamphetamine, and driving with a suspended license. On December 31st, 2022, officers were hoping for a calm day to ring in the new year, but fate had other plans. Just as things seemed to be going smoothly, they received a call about a stolen vehicle. Officers quickly sprang into action, searching the area until they located the vehicle. Fond du Lac police attempted to make the stop, but the driver wasn't ready to give up that easily. Instead, the suspect fled, sparking a high-speed chase.
Good one.
Behind that vehicle. Seymour, Captain Cox, pulling over. Adam King Tom, 5694, disregard pulling over.
Copy, Seymour, and what was the other location?
We're passing the road.
Copy, 1080, Seymour and Grove.
87 miles an hour. Swerving around traffic, passing westward.
City 44, come to 1080, where they at?
71, we're on Forest. Heading towards
While officers were able to take the other suspects into custody, who had fled the vehicle earlier, the primary suspect was still on the run. The chase intensified as the driver recklessly sped away at high rates of speed, weaving in and out of traffic. Officers struggled to keep up, their focus entirely on stopping the suspect before things could escalate further.
we're southbound on front of us.
Come on the on-ramp going west, whip around, and then come back up. We're coming up to military right now, just going past the And we are going to be headed towards 151.
As the suspect turned into a gas station, officers were already stationed all around the area, anticipating his next move. But in a frantic attempt to avoid capture, the suspect began weaving through the gas station, desperately trying to maneuver around every officer. It was at that moment when the chaos unfolded, as the pursuit reached its most intense point. The suspect's reckless driving came to a halt when he rammed a patrol car. Fortunately, the officer involved in the crash was unharmed. The suspect was arrested and taken into custody, bringing this wild chase to an end. Now it's time for you to weigh in. What do you think is the right punishment for this suspect? Leave your thoughts in the comments. 21, what began as a routine traffic stop on I-16 in Effingham County quickly escalated into a dangerous, high-speed pursuit. A black Mazda clocked at over 90 miles per hour and missing a license plate refused to stop. As deputies from Effingham and Chatham County joined in, the chase turned into a reckless sprint that would push speeds and danger to the limit. The driver was all over the road at high speeds, showing zero regard for anyone's safety. He came dangerously close to hitting multiple vehicles, and deputies were struggling to contain him. With driving this reckless, things were starting to look bad for law enforcement. This chase had gone out of control long ago, and now the suspect was getting even more dangerous. As the deputy applied pressure, the driver escalated, recklessly sideswiping other vehicles in traffic. Both suspects bolted from the disabled car. One was taken down by a K9 unit, the other captured shortly after. Inside the stolen Mazda, deputies uncovered multiple narcotics and stolen IDs. Rebecca Grinnell and Jarrett Eason were arrested and now face a long list of charges, including felony fleeing, drug possession, and a chase is going to be wild. And when Mayflower police calls for backup, it usually means something big is going down. On Tuesday, March 15, 2022, officers were in hot pursuit of a black Jeep Cherokee. The driver wasn't just speeding, he was wanted for multiple violent crimes, including a recent shooting incident. So yeah, this wasn't going to end with a polite conversation and a warning. As the chase tore through Faulkner County, the suspect blew through red lights like they were just decorations. That's when Arkansas state troopers stepped in to take over.
We just passed Taylor's Maid. Speed's about 80.
Past Taylor's Maid. Traffic light.
As the chase went on, the suspect pushed past 100 miles per hour, overtaking every vehicle in his path. That's when Trooper Howington took over as the primary unit, and he could tell the suspect's driving was only getting worse. One wrong move, and this could turn deadly. So he made the call. It had to end, and it had to end as soon as possible.
Hey, if you can get him before you get the going.
Watch back.
The Jeep spun, tried to recover, but within seconds it was surrounded. Front, back, and sides locked down tight. Behind the wheel was Jamison Smith, the same man tied to that recent shooting. No more running, no more red lights, just the sound of handcuffs closed. On June 29, 2023, officers from the Charles County Sheriff's Office responded to a disturbing report. A woman had been assaulted by a man in a parking lot, and there were signs of a possible carjacking. As officers arrived at the scene, the suspect sped off from the parking lot and began fleeing.
I'm behind it. You almost went head on with me. I'm behind it.
South Carolina behind is southbound 205. Southbound 205, number 1 lane, speed to 75. South Carolina, number 1 lane, traffic is light, speed to 100. South Carolina, passing Idlewood, speed 102, number 2 lane, 0 traffic. I'm direct, still southbound 205, southbound 205, someone try to get 6 at 5205.
As the suspect sped off at high speed, driving recklessly at speeds of up to 180 miles per hour, he lost control after hitting a curb.
Number 1 lane, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. The accident, 1050.
The suspect's car rotated violently after hitting the curb, striking a grass median before crossing into oncoming traffic on the northbound lanes. In a tragic turn of events, the suspect's vehicle collided with a dump truck, causing a catastrophic crash. Mr. Mitchell was pronounced dead at the scene, while the dump truck driver suffered only minor injuries and was taken to a hospital. The assaulted woman, also with minor injuries, was transported to a local hospital for treatment.
Stand by. I've got one out on foot.
Now we've got a wild chase from the UK. The chase started when two drug dealers, Simon Paget and Dean Stone, were trying to avoid traffic by speeding down the hard shoulder of the M6 motorway near Junction 7. What they didn't realize? They had just undertaken a police officer in a marked patrol car. At first, Paget and Stone acted like they were pulling over, but then they took off, reaching speeds of over 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic on the A34 and running multiple red lights. That's when the real chase began.
The vehicle is now A34 in towards Warsaw. It is a speed of 90 in a posted 30 limit. It is a dual carriageway. Traffic is light. It's just mounted a curb, so I suspect it may have some damage. And the vehicle is standby A34 Warsaw Road. He is contravening a keep left bollard. Can I have an impasse tactical units towards me, please? He is making several overtakes. Stand by. I've got one out on foot.
The passenger suddenly bailed out, clutching a bag full of drugs, while the driver kept his foot down, still trying to escape. At that point, other officers locked onto the fleeing passenger, but this officer had his sights set on the driver, and he wasn't letting him go that easily.
The road name. So we're on the Crescent, approaching roundabout. Stand by for direction.
Just keep doing assistance as alcohol.
Yeah, with apologies, William. Okay, we're into the Toby Carvery now. Risk is still medium. And we're into the car park. We go back out the other side. William, stand by for road, mate. Okay, William, speed has significantly reduced now. It's stand by, still making overtakes. We are at 30 miles an hour. I'm on the Broadway North, outside 112. Vehicle's pulling over now of its own accord. Stand by. Out the car!
With no other options, he finally gave up and was taken into custody. Inside were 5 1-kilogram slabs of high-purity cocaine, worth around £500,000. In the end, Paget was sentenced to 7 years in prison, while Stone got 6. Another failed getaway, another win for law enforcement. First, 2023, Trooper Tyler Gentry was patrolling Highway 67 in Miller County, Arkansas, when he spotted a black 2004 Chevy Cavalier following too closely. He turned around to initiate a traffic stop as the vehicle turned onto County Road 53. Trooper Gentry approached the passenger side and made contact with the driver, identified as Jerry Beard.
Hey, how you doing? Trooper Gentry, Arkansas State Police. The reason I stopped you, you're following a little too close behind that truck back there.
Oh, well,
looks like that sticker's way out on the back.
I don't think so. I'm working on the car for a lady.
You write your name and date of birth down there for me? No, sir. Give me just a minute, okay? 8/17/83.
Thank you. The only reason I want...
Where's your license out of?
It's out of Louisiana.
Louisiana? Okay.
I just don't want this guy to leave this house because I'm trying to make sure I'll be able to get in. I just need to pull it in the yard.
Give me just a minute, man. Okay?
You say that I popped up red for something.
Sir, step out of the vehicle.
No!
Beard told the trooper he didn't have his license on him and asked if they could follow him to a nearby house to get it. But things escalated quickly. As Sergeant Jones ordered him out of the vehicle, Beard got agitated, threw the car into drive, and fled from the traffic stop.
We're headed out back towards 67.
The suspect pushed the Cavalier past 100 miles per hour, quickly gaining distance, but the trooper stayed on him and eventually closed the gap. What made this pursuit especially dangerous was the suspect's reckless pattern. Every time a car approached in oncoming traffic, he'd swerve into their lane, heading straight for a head-on collision, only to get back at the last second. The number of times he pulled that move during the chase was absolutely insane. As the chase went on, the suspect showed no signs of slowing down. His reckless driving only got worse. To put an end to it, the trooper decided to go for a pit, but the suspect wasn't giving up that easy. The pursuing trooper rammed the suspect's vehicle multiple times before it finally came to a stop, with other troopers closing in to block him off. Jerry Beard was arrested on the spot and taken into custody, and he just learned the hard way why you don't mess with the Arkansas State Troopers. 19th, 2022, Arkansas State Troopers spotted a pickup truck speeding down the highway. At first glance, it looked like just another traffic stop, until a quick plate check revealed the truck was stolen. With lights and sirens activated, the trooper moved in, but the driver hit the gas and took off.
Okay,
U-turn. We're making a U-turn. We're going back eastbound on 64.
Yeah, we'll be bound 64. Good speed.
We're putting people's lives at risk. Mileage, go ahead and pit them. Kind of takes a 28, newer model, Chevy Silverado pickup. Don't pit them towards median. Blew through an intersection. We're continuing on eastbound.
You found a spot.
He keeps trying to dodge 21's pit. He's swerving all over the place. Speed's 803. 21 is trying. He's trying pretty hard to get him pitted out. The guys.
The stolen truck was relentless. The lead trooper weaved left and right, searching for any opening to end the chase, but the suspect wasn't giving him anything. Every pit attempt was dodged with ease. Then a shift in strategy. The lead trooper baited the suspect toward a backup unit. The timing was perfect, and the suspect veered straight into the trap. But incredibly, even that wasn't enough. The truck powered through, refusing to stop, and the pursuit raged on.
21, you take a little break out, maybe just slow down some and we'll just try to get going.
Okay, we spitted him out. He's got back on the roadway. Exit 20.
Okay, boy, exit 22 on 54.
Yeah, we're eastbound 64, coming towards Mulberry.
Yeah, boy, eastbound 54 coming in Mulberry. Get it out of my way.
The truck has driver's side damage now from my pit.
Yeah, boy, driver's side damage.
He's passing somebody on the right shoulder.
Yeah, passing the right shoulder.
Speed 62. I need a charger up here. This guy's got too much takeoff. Come on, 20.
Trooper Matthew Price insisted the Charger unit take over, and when that call came through, the trooper didn't hesitate.
Okay, roll over from direction. You got him pitted out. Pitted out.
Pit it out, little Mulberry.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Shut the truck off!
Cover me. He's got a seatbelt. Let's shoot. Get over there with them.
Backwards, backwards, backwards. Back.
The driver and passenger were both arrested and taken into custody without further incident. It took multiple patrol cars, sharp coordination, and relentless pressure to bring this chase to an end. But once again, Arkansas state troopers showed why they have one of the toughest reputations in the country. While police haven't released further details, one thing is clear: this pursuit is officially over, and it ended the right way. 2025, troopers Garrett Bird and Billy Puckett were running stationary patrol along Interstate 40 in Arkansas when a black Kia Optima blew past, its Tennessee tag showing they'd expired more than a year ago. Bird pulled in behind the vehicle, but before a traffic stop could even begin, the driver made a sudden lane change without signaling. Moments later, when the blue lights came on, the Kia's response was not to slow down, but to rocket forward, straight into triple-digit speeds.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Trooper Bird executed the pit, slamming the Kia into the guardrail, but the suspect wasn't done, and with the hood now folded over the windshield blocking his view, he somehow pushed the damaged car back into the traffic lanes.
Seatbelt. We'll be up on the bridge. Yeah, again.
Let me see hands! 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 Keep his hands up! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Hands up! Walk back! Keep your hands up and walk back! Hands up and walk back!
The driver, later identified as Ronald Dortch of Memphis, Tennessee, was arrested. Even during handcuffing, he resisted by tensing up and trying to speak over the commands. A search confirmed he was alone in the vehicle. Dortch claimed he fled because his daughter had been shot, a claim officers could not confirm. With a revoked license, no insurance, and an expired registration, he was booked into the Crittenden County Jail on multiple charges, including felony fleeing and refusal to submit to arrest. Dashcam footage released by University Police shows student Blake Puckett being pulled over for a broken taillight. Officers also noticed something unusual: a magic kit in his pocket. The driver's license plate reads "Juggler," giving a hint of what happens next.
I hear you. Yeah, so it's just this brake light right here. You already know that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you your stuff back. What's that in your pocket you got right there? You don't mind me asking? Here? Yeah. It's gonna sound really weird. I'm a magician and it's a magic rod. Can I see? Would you be okay to do? You don't have to. I don't want you to feel pressure. I'll do some magic if you insist. Yes. This is that juggler? Is that what? I'm also a juggler. That's true. Yeah. Let's see it. Come on. That's awesome. No pressure though.
During the traffic stop, officers asked Puckett about an item in his pocket, which turned out to be part of his magic equipment. In an unexpected turn, Puckett offered to perform a juggling trick, not just to entertain, but also to prove his sobriety to the officers.
This is going to be awesome.
They just made your night.
You just made my night, man. I got to tell you. I've actually got some juggling props if you'd rather see that. Let's see it, man. But whatever you feel comfortable with. But the only requirement is you have to get a video of me juggling while I've been pulled over. All right, you got it. You hang on to that. Don't drop it. There's no case. Okay. All right. But you have to get a picture of me juggling. All right. Is it going? It's going, man. Oh, my goodness. This is the new sobriety test in Conway. Made it. Oh! That was awesome. I missed the finale though. I kind of got off. Oh no! That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, enjoy your night, okay? Thanks, guys. And I'll be honest with you. Another reason I stopped you. You're going off to slow down, Donaghy. And okay. A lot of times, someone going below the speed limit is indication someone's been drinking. Oh, really? You got close to the curb once or twice, but you're obviously fine, so gotcha. Nobody can do that intoxicated.
After the driver showcased his impressive juggling skills, the officers let him go with no issues. We definitely don't see videos like this very often. It's refreshing to witness officers interacting with good-hearted people instead of just chasing down suspects. Drop your comments below about this amazing and wholesome encounter. Drunk and overconfident that they think 100 miles per hour is a good way to prove a point? Yeah, meet Kevin Melton, the man who somehow managed to turn a DWI stop into a high-speed comedy of chaos. It was November 11th, 2023, when a trooper on patrol near Flippin, Arkansas, clocked a black sedan doing 97 in a 55, except Kevin decided that instead of pulling over, he'd turn the Ozarks into his personal Fast and Furious audition, minus the skill and plus a lot of bad life choices. When the chase reached Yellville, Kevin was doing 100 miles per hour in a 35 zone, flying past grocery stores and parking lots like he was allergic to common sense. He nearly wiped out multiple times, but the trooper finally managed to close in and attempt a pit.
Stop! Hands! Get on the ground! You make an aggressive move and you're gonna get tasered.
Kevin jumps out, lays face down, and surrenders. While the trooper's checking his back seat, Kevin decides to make one last bold move. He bolts for a few feet only to stop, look back, and say, "I just wanted to show you I could have gotten away." And just when the trooper thought the weirdness was over, Kevin leans over and kisses him on the face. Probably not the best time for affection, considering his blood alcohol level was 0.131 and his car was filled with vodka, whiskey, and daiquiris like a mobile bar on wheels. SUV at highway speed isn't something you walk away from easily, but for one Ohio driver, that was just the beginning of her problems. It was May 29th, 2025, when a troopers with the Ohio State Highway Patrol clocked a GMC Envoy doing 82 in a 65. But when they tried to pull her over, the driver, later identified as Jennifer Wilson, refused to stop.
King Frank Victor 2367. I believe it's a white female. 1756, okay. 1756, we're coming up now. White female driver, black hair, 40s.
A trooper pulled up alongside her SUV, giving her one last chance, telling her it'd be better to pull over, but she wouldn't listen. And just minutes later, that decision turned into the worst one of her life.
We're coming up on the rest area. I'll get in front again so you can push her over towards the shoulder.
Light traffic.
You ever get a good visual of the driver?
I believe so.
What's this guy trying to do? Traffic.
Off the right side of the road. Right in 31. Right, 31. Start EMS.
Start squad, signal 5. Purposely turn off the red. Roll over about 6 times.
In a panic to regain control, Wilson overcorrected, and the SUV rolled several times before slamming into the median. As first responders rushed in, a passing nurse stopped to help. Miraculously, Wilson only suffered minor injuries, but after a quick trip to the hospital, she was booked into jail. She now faces multiple charges, including OVI, failure to comply, and losing control of her vehicle. And to make matters worse, she's also linked to a hit and run reported earlier that day in Montgomery County.
Get on the ground!
On March 1st, 2024, Arkansas state troopers were in pursuit of a stolen truck at high speeds. But this chase had a unique twist. For the first time on this channel, we got to see a trooper on a motorcycle chasing down the suspect. Let's see how it all unfolded. This was a completely different scenario. Since the trooper was on a motorcycle, a pit maneuver was off the table. His only option was to stay on the suspect, keep him in sight, and wait for backup from troopers in patrol cars.
Put your hands behind your back. Put them behind your back.
After a successful pit maneuver, the suspect went off the road. The trooper on the motorcycle was the closest to him and didn't give him a chance to flee on foot. The suspect was quickly arrested and taken into custody, bringing this wild chase to an end. On May 21st, 2024, Trooper Rose spotted a 2019 Honda Accord reported as stolen while patrolling near Indian River Road. After dispatch confirmed the vehicle was stolen, Trooper Rose waited for backup before attempting a stop. Once the suspect began accelerating, lights and sirens were activated. The vehicle fled down Indian River Road, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour.
Alright, we're on Trail Parkway. Speed's 100, no traffic.
11-264, where do you want to play?
I'm getting unhappy for today. We're gonna come up to it quick. Still on Trail Parkway, speed's 100. Coming up to Pleasant Valley, still on Trail Parkway, speed's 90, no traffic.
Come up to Pleasant Valley.
654, this is East Princess Anne, right? 10-4, we're going to be going southbound on Princess Anne, coming up to Lynn Haven. I'll take the radio. Speeds are 106, light traffic.
The suspect began driving in the oncoming traffic lane, creating a serious hazard. Moments later, the driver made a sudden U-turn and continued fleeing back down Princess Anne Road.
Past South Plaza Trail, 100 miles an hour, no traffic.
South Plaza Trail.
We're on Princess Anne Road. We're going to come up to Green Meadow. Alright, as we get off the road, you're going to Baxter. It looks like they're going to try and bail, try to get Beach over here to set up for a perimeter if we get no foot pursuit. Hello, Princess Anne, we're passing Baxter. Speed's 90, no traffic. Go ahead, 1064. Go ahead, take cover.
Go to Baxter.
Alright, he just caused another vehicle to 1050. They did not wreck, but he caused another vehicle to 1050. We're on Eagle Hill Drive. going to be coming up to a dead end here.
Before turning into a residential area, the suspect caused another vehicle to crash. He then sped through the neighborhood and quickly exited, continuing to flee at high speeds, showing no regard for public safety.
Passing over Bonnie, no traffic, speeds are 50. No, he's in this back area right here. We can cut him off if other units are coming. He's coming right back out to Bonnie again. What's the road that's split Alicia? Alright, taking left on Bonnie again, going back down towards Princess Anne. There is right traffic. Speeds are 60. Go down, Bonnie. Alright, right into an apartment complex here. I'll get your name in a second. Right after Bonnie. Limestone Ave is the apartment complex. Speeds are 50, no traffic.
The vehicle stopped and two male suspects fled on foot. A 17-year-old female passenger, later identified as Ms. Williams, surrendered on scene. She claimed no knowledge of the vehicle being stolen and said she told the driver to stop multiple times, and she was released to her mother. Troopers later located the suspects near the interstate. One male, Taquan Miller Robinson, was detained at gunpoint while attempting to flee. The stolen vehicle's key fob was found in his pocket, and a glove matching one found in the vehicle was also in his possession. A loaded firearm was found nearby. Miller Robinson was arrested and taken to Virginia Beach Jail. He was charged with charges: receiving stolen goods, felony eluding, reckless driving, abduction, obstruction, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. On April 9, 2022, in Forsyth County, Georgia, state police spotted a Dodge driver weaving through traffic and making unsafe lane changes. The driver initially pulled over to the side of the road, but as soon as the trooper approached, he accelerated and fled the scene, sparking a pursuit. The Dodge driver accelerated and sped off, but one trooper had already positioned himself ahead of the suspect and set up spike strips. As the suspect drove past, the trooper successfully deployed the strips, deflating the tires. After his tires were deflated, the suspect came to a stop and found himself surrounded by multiple patrol cars. Troopers quickly exited their vehicles to arrest the fleeing suspect.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
In custody, in custody.
The suspect was successfully arrested and taken into custody without further incident, bringing the chase to an end. On September 12, 2022, Trooper Ethan Carlton was on a routine patrol when one biker flew past him at high rate of speed. Trooper turned around immediately and tried to catch up to the biker with emergency lights and sirens activated. The biker definitely saw a trooper as he continued driving at high rate of speed, but the trooper, after 5 minutes, finally got closer to the biker. As a trooper exited patrol car, he pulled the biker on the ground and arrested him. The biker was arrested and taken into custody. However, I would like to hear your opinions. Did trooper overreacted in this situation, or he handled the situation well? On Thursday, June 30th, 2022, at approximately 10:59 p.m., Trooper Jacob Bird was traveling eastbound on Interstate 30 near mile marker 131 when he observed a 2019 white Dodge Challenger displaying a fictitious Texas license plate. Trooper Bird initiated a traffic stop on the eastbound service road, but the Challenger immediately fled.
Surveying up to that 1063 for 819, 30 eastbound from the 131, 1037.
Continuing across the tracks at 29. South Service Road.
The suspect re-entered the highway, accelerating dangerously and putting many lives at risk. Recognizing the immediate danger, the trooper knew they had to stop him as quickly as possible.
Coming up on 440.
The trooper struggled to stop the suspect due to his high-speed driving and skillful maneuvers. Determined to end the pursuit, the trooper aimed to get closer to execute a pit maneuver.
east, staying on it. Copy, good. Partner labor.
He just crashed out front cat.
Finally, as the trooper closed in on the suspect's vehicle, the suspect lost control and crashed into a ditch. Troopers then exited their vehicles, arrested the suspect, and took him into custody without further incident.